You know, sometimes it feels good because we applaud a performance. I'd like us to just take in that message. The Spirit's calling us up. Rise up. Take that in. To a far-off land where we are one with the I Am. I mean, come on. Wow. Anyway, try keeping your head high while you're trembling. That's when the magic happens and the stars gather by and by your side. Saying, rise up to the light of the sky, yea. Let the light lift your heart up and burn your flame through the night. Come on. How many of you have had a dark soul of the night or night or something? I don't know. You know the phrase, right? Just read my mind. Don't listen to me because I'm having a moment. How perfect. Because, and I said this the first service, because we have one producer, and the producer is, I don't know, you can call it anything you like, but it's something greater than me. And it's amazing that I am given a message to give, and then the music totally supports it, and we haven't talked to anybody. Because I want you to imagine that there's something that is pulling you towards itself, letting you rise up above your circumstances, and all you have to do is look at it, and the lift happens. More on that later. But right now, while I collect myself and dab my tears, yay, I get to introduce to you two amazing people that I got to listen to earlier, and you're going to love it. So be prepared. Lily Rose and Tana Harris.
Hello, beautiful community. Good morning. I'm Lily, and my pronouns are she and her.
Hi, I'm Tana, and my pronouns are also she and her.
And we are here representing the Next Thought group, the young adult group here that gathers every single week all together.
Yeah, and our story starts about 1 year ago.
Yes.
We've been gathering about the last 6 months, but about a year ago, I had a hope to have a spontaneous, fun, adventurous life, so I moved from North Carolina to Seattle, and here I am.
Big move.
I found myself sitting in the back of this church, and I didn't really see any faces that looked like my own in the crowd. However, I had a lovely time. I was so drawn to all of the wisdom, the message, the truth that I knew was like just there. It was in my soul, but I had never heard it spoken aloud in a place like this. And so I was captivated. But I knew I wanted a young adult community to like help me through the times and like have similar things going on in our lives and be able to share that experience together. So I just had the faith that if I stay here and I wait, they will come. She came, and more came after. So Lily and I met about a month after I had started coming here, and it felt like we had known each other our entire lives, maybe even in a past life.
2, 3, 4, maybe.
All of them. And yeah, the community has grown from there. We've witnessed a ton of miracles as we've watched our energy magnify each other and let God work through our words with each other in our community. We've been thriving, and honestly, like, they've helped erase my fear to go from a high-paying engineering job where I was not excited to wake up in the morning, and now I'm working for the Conservation Corps. I'm outside. They've pushed me into this greater sense of myself, and I'm so happy to get up every single morning and do this work. And now I want Lily to share her miracle.
I wanted to share a personal miracle. I've been teaching yoga for a few years, and it's the way that God works through me. And I knew that this is how I wanted to spend my time is with my spiritual community through yoga, through CSL. And by meeting up with Tana and our young adult group, everyone's been so encouraging to really make that leap to step into my own power and make this my full-time thing. And so last December, out of the blue, my coworker at a yoga studio said, okay, Lily, what do you think about hosting a yoga retreat together? And I had so many fears come up. What if I fail? How am I gonna put down the deposit to rent out this retreat center? All of the things that your mind loves to convince you are real that are just absolutely not. And I didn't wanna be telling myself this story that I knew wasn't true. And so fast forward to April, we decided to launch a yoga retreat, and it sold out before we even put down any sort of payment for the facility itself. So all of my fears weren't actually ever gonna come true, which was just such a cool moment. And now we're about to sell out our third retreat in October. And it's just, God has a plan that I had it's so much bigger than what I could have even dreamed for myself. So we've all been holding this vision for each other. Yeah. And every time we share something with our young adult group, it's like miracle after miracle after miracle, because we see ourselves in each other.
So if you would also like to share the miracles with us and be a part of our spontaneous, fun, free-flowing group, and share the wins and watch that grow together. We normally meet between first and second service downstairs. You'll see us out there. Guys, anyone want to wave? Hey. So come find us. We would love to share the wins with you. All right, thank you.
My name's Kathianne Lewis. I'm a minister here. My pronouns are she and her, and there was a time when I was a young adult. Actually, you're really fortunate because I discovered this in my 20s. I'm so grateful. Because I've gone through things, you'll go through things. I'm so grateful that I know that there's something that goes through it with me. I'm so grateful that I feel held and supported through the ups and downs, marriages, divorces, illnesses, loss. Stuff happens because we live. And we signed up for this journey. I heard something, this is a totally different talk. Anyway, I heard something from a Buddhist that said there are innumerable, can't even count the number of spirits that want to be here on earth playing this game. And so we're really lucky to have incarnated. I'm not sure what we did to get here, but I try to remember that when I'm having a day. Oh, I signed up for this. How exciting. Yay. And it is yay. It is a wonderful thing to have this kind of experience. So I want to get back to my talk, which is about thriving. And the idea behind today's talk is that, in fact, actually the last few talks I've done and the few talks that I will continue to do is that thriving is really natural. Thriving is natural. And I'm using a forest as my reference point and also my teacher, because forests have some great things going for them. Oh yes, that was a really good talk that I did last week. Okay, let's go to this week. It was really YouTube, it's on YouTube. But the thing with forests, the wonderful thing about forests is that you get to see that all of the foliage, all of the fauna, and many of the animals, it's all interdependent. There's no independent anything in a forest. It's all contributing and partaking of the life of the other things in the forest. It's also cooperative. There's no competition, there's cooperation, especially among the trees. And that was last week's talk. Also, that every species dares to thrive. I'm really getting that. I want you to get that they dare to thrive. I dare you to get in the way of my thriving. That's kind of their mindset. And what does thriving mean? Thriving means to do well, to contribute to the overall system, and to bear fruit, whatever kind of fruit that is, whether it's seeds or lots and lots of other prodigy. They do well, and they try to continue their own species, and they contribute to other species. That's thriving, and that's what we can do as well. And so I want to just highlight dare, because I just love the idea of dare. I want to prove to you that they dare. How many of you are gardeners? Have you noticed that the weeds dare to grow? I mean, like I just pulled you out. I mean, really. They dare. You know what else dares? Squirrels. They dare you to invent a squirrel safe, a squirrel barrier to the bird food. And we have bought so many squirrel safe bird feeders. And they're like, something new. And then, really, don't they dare? Hummingbirds dare to stay here in the winter. Why? Really. And Tim and I get so codependent. Like and I also realized last service that instead of being smart and buying one of those bird feeders that have the heater on it so that they stay thawed out, oh, no, not us. We have to be at home, so every 4 hours we can take a warm bird feeder out while the other one's frozen when it's really cold. And so we're doing this switcheroo. Well, do we have time to go to Costco? I don't know. We've got to change the bird feeder in about. Really, our life revolves around every 4 hours changing the bird feeder in the winter when it's cold. But the hummingbirds dare to stay. Weird. They dare to live. They dare to thrive. And human beings cooperate. They are willing to overcome obstacles and hardship. Now, I want to ask you, are you willing to overcome your obstacles to thriving? Yeah, that's a simple answer. Sure, yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's check it out. See, it's not our fault that we sometimes don't dare. It's not our fault. Sometimes we don't dare because to dare means that we might actually achieve. If we achieve, things will be different. And things being different is scary to the thing that we might call our ego, which is our operating system. It's not bad, it's not evil, it's not the boogeyman. It's something to be loved. It was created within us to sustain us and support us until we could grow in spirit and maturity and emotional maturity so that we could make wiser decisions. It's great, it's wonderful. And the ego equates sameness with safety. So oftentimes we will know something to do, we'll be inspired to do something. I hope I inspire you once in a while. I hope that the other speakers inspire you once in a while to make a shift so that you can dare to thrive even more than you are thriving, that you can declare you're good, that you can overcome your obstacles. I hope that I inspire you to do that, and you are. How many of you have left here inspired? And then Monday happens. And then all of a sudden, yeah, forgiveness. Well, yeah. Let's play around with an example. How many of you procrastinate? How many of you feel bad about it? Yeah, but how many of you can control it? A few. Well, yeah, and they were weak hands, by the way, I want to say. I absolutely know when I am going to go outside of my comfort zone, which is what's normal. I know when I'm going to go outside my comfort zone because all of a sudden I have a craving to clean the house. Oh my goodness, that cupboard. Like, it's been there for a year. Anyway, Now, why do we do that? We do that to postpone what we think we should do or could do to lead us along the path that we say we want to be on, so that we can start to have the life that we envision for ourselves. It's just easier to do something else. And that's not bad, and it's not wrong, and we shouldn't make ourselves wrong, and we can't overcome procrastination. Here's the clue. Love the self that's afraid. You want to shift something? Love changes everything. Love the self that's afraid. Comfort the self that's afraid. And then you can start to move forward with less resistance, because you've given it what it wants, which is a sense of, I'm okay. One of the best ways to move forward is to make where you are okay now. And then we'll be okay as we move forward. And I say we because you have a committee up here, right? You got the committee that's afraid. You got the committee that says, let's go. We got the committee like, ooh, what will people think? It's a committee. So you're not lazy, and you're not wrong for procrastination. Everybody seems to do it. And since God looked at creation and said it's all good, even that's good, we're just going to know that we could get gooder. We're not bad, we're just going to get gooder. I want to give you an example. What's normal for me in my upbringing is that I didn't get a lot of attention, so I became incredibly independent, self-entertaining, self-rewarding. If I thought I did good, I did good. I didn't need people to tell me I did good. So that's why I don't, and Andrea knows this, I don't like attention. I don't like to be called into attention, because I didn't get it. It's unfamiliar. It doesn't feel safe. I don't like Kathianne's birthday and everybody sings, ah! Anyway, and it's not wrong. It's just me going up against what is familiar. And so I love that part of me. And then it's going to be easier to express more of me. Does that make sense? I want you to if this is a whole lot of stuff today, and part of it is just self-love for the way you are now. And when Andrea said you're perfect, maybe not in the eyes of yourself or society or other people, but in the eyes of God, you are exactly as you are to be. Just as exact, God don't make no junk. So, how do we start to work out of that? We start to dare ourselves. First of all, we love ourselves, and then we start to dare ourselves to listen to our heart and listen to our hopes. That was my first talk 2 weeks ago. Because the heart will always lead us into greater expressions beyond what's comfortable. But it will be enticing. To go beyond what's comfortable, it will be very enticing. And you listen to that. And then you build your faith in the possibility of that. That was last week's talk. So I've got hope, I've got faith, and today it's intention. Then you set the intention to live what you've been hoping for. Not waiting for evidence, but to intend, which is to create, to declare a new reality. Not what will normally happen because you're staying safe. So I think there was an Easter, because I've done lots of Easters with weird stuff like string theory and quantum physics, and then I think it was last year or the year before it was all about weeds. Like, if we could just have the consciousness of a weed, we could do anything, because they dare to overcome. And are you willing to dare to overcome your limitations, and especially the inner limitations? Can I use your story? Okay. So Lily said that as a yoga teacher, she bought into what yoga teachers are taught, what they are told, and what a lot of them believed, which is you can't make a living being a yoga teacher. But her hope was way beyond what's normal for yoga teachers. That's God's idea of Lily. Perfect. So she comes here, builds her faith, and guess what? She's going to make a living as a yoga teacher. Do you see the difference? That's what hope does. Hope is not just like, I hope this turns out well. No, hope for what? You get specific about what. That's what the intention part is. You name it. You're clear about it. You set the intention and you declare its fulfillment by listening to your hope. You don't declare a fix. You declare a revealing of something that you've been longing for. And, some of you think, and I've run into people like this, and I'm content. I want to tell you, it's easier to manifest out of contentment than struggle. I'm very content, and I got plans. Because there's so much life. I'm going to paraphrase Richard Bach here in Out of Illusions. If you want to know if there's more for you to do, more for you if you want to know if there's more for you to do, more for you to discover, more for you to accept, more for you to live, more for you to enjoy, more for you to plan, if you want to know if there's more for you, if you're living, it's so. Because as long as you're living, there's more for you. So let's just go with that. Let's go with that. I'm grateful that I found this when I was young because I overcame in my generation what women could do. Not yoga teachers, women. Not just yoga, women. I was the first female minister in Salt Lake City. Of course, that's not hard to believe, but I love it. God sent me to the most patriarchal place you could be in the world. What do you do? I'm a minister. There is so much that's available to us if we're willing to listen to that inner voice and then declare it. And this is the important part. We must declare it. This is mine. This is mine now. Now I'm going to use a word that I'd like us to practice with, and that's the word right now because we're going to do some practicing with this stuff. The word to practice on is wealthy. Wealthy. Now it doesn't mean money, it means to do well. Look it up. Dictionary, wealthy, do well. So if you have money and you don't have any energy, you're not doing well. If you've got lots of energy and no money to go to a movie or no money to take a trip, you're not doing well. If you've got energy and money, but you have no one to travel with and you want to travel with somebody, you're not doing well. Do you see that it's the whole meal deal? It's a supersize. Like, give me the supersize. It's not like I just want this thing. I want to do well. Anybody in for doing well? Yes. Thank you. Oh, wow, it's so weak. Anybody in for doing well? Yes. Okay. And it's important because the way, not only what we say, but how we say it is important. So, I would like you to say, as a personal affirmation, I am doing well. Great. Now feel a time then you really thought you were doing well. There's a couple of times I would finish a run at a horse show, and my horse and I did really well, and I would feel really well. Like, wow, that was good. That was, sense of accomplishment. I want you to move into a sense of accomplishment. Also, you know what? I love it when I go to a restaurant, eat something that I really enjoy, and I go home and I make something very similar. I feel so creative and I've accomplished something. So think of a thing that you've accomplished. Move into that consciousness, because how you feel and where you say it from is important. It's not just what you say. So move into accomplishment and then say, I'm wealthy. Great. Now we're going to do a chamber prayer. Now a chamber prayer is when everybody talks at once so nobody knows what anybody's saying. Also, it puts a vibration in the room. And so I want you to say some things out loud. You're going to say, I am now, and you're going to say what you are now. Not maybe in this instant, but you are it now, because there's no time or space in God. Too many of us think I'm going to be, and then I'm going to be, and I'm going to be. You know what I'm going to be is? It's like putting everything off into the future. So you're going to say, I am now, that which you need to be to live the intention you've been claiming. And then you're going to say, I'm now enjoying. And we're going to say it out loud together. You're going to fill in the blank. No one will hear you. It'll be very private. Why? Because they're too busy listening to themselves. Okay? Are you ready? So, the first phrase is, I am now. And then, I am now enjoying. Okay, ready? I am now. And then, wait. I'm now enjoying. So I'm wonderful. That's how you do it. It's easy. And then there's a catch. Isn't there always a catch? The catch is you can do that here. Remember I said how many of you are inspired here and then Monday happens? You got to watch Monday. You got to watch Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You've got to watch how you talk afterwards. Because if you can name something here, be inspired to feel it here, and yet you go home and badmouth yourself or your situations, you've just negated everything. Because the Spirit of God is always listening to what you're talking about. It's not good enough to say it once and then blah, 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 blah. Whatever that blah, blah is. This comes from Florence Scovel Shinn, and it is called the number one law, the law of the word. And she writes, the words you speak create molds, and into that mold divine substance is poured. If your words are shaped by fear, then the substance of your life becomes scarcity. Sorry. If your words are shaped by faith, then the substance becomes supply. The spiritual world is not casual, it's exact. It listens consistently, and it hears from your lips. And what it hears from your lips, it multiplies without question. You say, I'm always behind. How many have ever said that? It's okay, you could be healed. Truth heals. We're not taking pictures, and we're not going to blackmail you for this. So who's ever said I'm behind? Okay, I thought so. Okay. If you say I'm behind, the law replies, and so it is. You say I can't afford it, the law says, let it be so. You joke, I'm broke again, and the law obeys, and it confirms. Now you need to reverse that. You learn to use your word as law, not commentary. This is so crucial. Too many of us want to be so truthful and say things like, I'm broke, I don't have it, whatever. That's commentary, because that's just right now. That's not who you are. That's not what you want to create. You speak from the eternal now that also includes the future you want to live into. So I never say I'm sick. I will say I never get sick. And guess what? Andrea, do I get sick? I know it is annoying. I don't get sick. I mean, really, everybody else in the office gets sick, they catch things, but I don't get sick. I can go anywhere. People say, no, I've got a thing. You don't understand, I don't catch it. I don't get sick. And I've been saying that, and I got that inspiration when in 1993, when I was really sick, and I said, I'll never be sick again. And I haven't. I didn't get COVID. I don't get sick. I don't get the flu. I don't get sniffles. Sometimes I will feel a little weak. I'll take a nap and it's over. My husband's like, what? Only so we have it so he's heard from me I don't get sick so often. Now he doesn't get sick. We don't get sick. Our horses need to catch that. Just see that commentary, like oh, okay, I feel a little tired. I'm not. See the difference? I feel a little tired to take a nap. I think I might be having a sniffle. I'm going to take a nap, and it goes away. I don't get sick. Don't use your word as commentary for what you're going through. Always declare what you want to be, because at one point in the eternality of everything, you are that. I mean, we could get into quantum physics about the multiple universes and we get to pick which one we're playing on. Well, guess what? I pick the universe where I'm healthy. I want you to raise your hand. Are you willing to pick that universe? And speak about that. You could actually declare it today. From now on, I will only express health, because that's what I did in 1993. And yes, I got cancer. And yes, they caught it when it wasn't even a 1, it was a 0.5. And yes, it was gone, and I had surgery, and I was up the next day shopping with my husband. Because I don't get sick. I had a thing, it went out. I want you to just grasp that. Who you are is so much bigger, and life is so much more available than we often allow ourselves to talk about. You know it, you feel it, you declare it, and then you continue to support it through your daily conversations. It's the way of things. So, let's take a deep breath and do a little prayer, just a confirmation of what's been said. So I am in agreement with everyone who said who they are. I'm in agreement with the words that followed, I now have. I'm in agreement with the idea that right now, anyone could say from this point forward, I will only enjoy a greater sense of wealth in my life. From this day forward, I will only experience a greater sense of wealth in my life, which means to have well-being. And I will vibrate from that place so that others are changed as well. Because like the forest always is contributing to everything else in the forest, our consciousness contributes to everyone that we love and we don't love. It contributes to everyone we like and we don't like. Our consciousness is a beacon of either incredible revelations of goodness or, oh, ain't it awful? Choose you this day which consciousness you shall serve. Make the choice. Say it in your heart. Declare it as your new reality. And you set the intention and let the good times roll. And so it is.